Hi, good morning, everyone. So is it audible to everyone? So please confirm in the chat window. And as well as, do you see the screen? That's about the forward deployed engineer. So use the chat window and confirm that. Yes, that would be very good. Yeah, yes, I can see, I can hear. Okay, good, yeah, good. Yes, okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. Yeah, so in this demo session, so today we are going to understand that. So what is the next, the new AI career that is coming into the market? So companies, the which kind of the skill set they are looking at. So on this AI, so that is we are going to understand that. Yes, the roles have been changing that. So as the AI has come up into the market, but what about those roles and what are the skill set that is required for that role? So that is we are going to understand it. So let's jump into it. So the role what we are going to understand this is the forward deployed engineer. Anyone have you heard about this, the forward deployed engineer? Just confirm in the chat window. So anywhere in the YouTube or somewhere. So did you hear about this, the new AI career role? So type that yes or no in the chat window. So if you hear about it, okay, yes. Otherwise say this no. Come on everyone. So did you hear it or not? Okay. See this no. Okay, fine. No problem, no issues. Okay, fine. So, but before understanding what about this forward deployed engineer and what are the skill sets that is required, and how about our program is going to have this that journey, and before understanding that, so can you ping me this in the chat window? So about your yes name is already displaying that. That is fine. So what is the current role which you are performing that? So are you fresher or like looking for the job, or are you student, or are you like as a working employee? So if it is working employee, so on which technology you are working that? So can you quickly ping me in the chat window? So what about your experience and as well as about your the current role which you are performing? Or if you're the fresher, just type that the fresher. Okay, I see this freshers. Okay, fresher. Okay. Okay, working 10 plus years. Okay, good. Currently on which technology that is which you are working? Is it on DevOps or is it on yes, any other technology? I have 9 years of experience in middleware admin. Okay, cool, no problem. Middleware and DevOps. Okay, good, no issues. Okay, freshers. Oh, okay. So, okay, we have the like half of the people are from experiences and as well as some people are from the freshers. Okay, cool. So anyway, so that doesn't matter about it. So that's like but understand that the first the current next AI career, the role, whatever it is coming into the market, it is already came. But yes, we need to understand about this that role exact requirement and so what are the skill set that is required and how do we go ahead to make the successful of that journey. Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you everyone. So let's jump into it. The role what we are going to talk in this is the forward deployed engineer. So what about this forward deployed engineer role? So first, let's observe that we log into this LinkedIn the portal, and we'll just verify about it. So let me log into this LinkedIn because first we should know those requirements, right? As per the requirements and current demand point of view, we need to upgrade the skills. That is the basic funda. And especially once AI has been introduced, yes, with this AI, so a lot of changes which are coming this in the market. So if I go to job section in the LinkedIn and if I search for that forward deployed engineer, so I'm not going to talking like the AI is going to replace about our jobs or like what is the fear of that. All that. So no, I don't want to talk it. But let's jump into directly the kind of the requirement which we have in the market. Yes, you see this the separate roles which have been started on this forward deployed engineer. And especially let me try it. Actually, my job profile is related to Hyderabad, and it is showing that as a priority Hyderabad other companies. Yes, you see that most of that from the Hyderabad itself. Okay, the let's choose it one of the company and what is the kind of the skill set they are asking about it. So if I go to like yes, first one is Accenture. And job match is yes, you see that like my profile is showing that okay, job match is high and people we can reach it, that's fine. Yeah, the project role is forward deployed engineer and role description. So let me close this window. Yeah, project role description, organize the deployment of AI workflows. Yes, so now they are asking about it. How do we deploy the application before, like maybe if you have like idea about that, a DevOps or a middleware administration, which are doing that. So we do like normally web applications, we take it, and as the developers which they have given that, and those web applications we try to the first deploying to that like testing environments, and then with that like evaluation models. Once it is confirmed, then we will move into that into remaining environments, that's we can say that EAT are pre-prod and production environments on the base of the client. So that is we were doing for that web applications. Or in some of that like environments which we do work with that mobile-based applications. So, but now if you see this role is asking about it AI workflows. So AI workflows and architecture across diverse AI and technology platforms. So, and it is the helping, yes, must have skill set generative AI. Yes, you should know the AI skill set, one of the basic fundamental that is generative AI. And good to have the skills AI agents and workflow integration and Python programming language. Yes, if you go to like any one of the AI role in the next coming year, so this is one of the basic fundamental. the Python programming language. Whether you are which background, I'm the support engineer or like I'm working as a DevOps engineer, I don't know the Python. If you say that, it is not going to helpful. So we should know basic one of the programming skill set, that is a Python, especially in the AI world. And yes, they are asking this must have the skills of generative AI agents, and workflow integration with the Python programming language. This is from Accenture. Okay, how many years of that experience which is required? 5 years. And summary, if you go for that, especially roles and responsibilities, expected to be an SME, subject matter expert, as we know that. And if you are like a minimum of 4 years of the 5 years, they expect about it, the subject matter expert, where you need to handle that everything. And the technical stuff or like moving that application to production. And here engage with multiple teams. Okay, they're all like general roles. And if you come back to that, especially technical skills, must have skills, proficiency in generative AI agents, and workflow integration with the Python programming language. And good to have the skills, experience with the AI agents, workflow integration. Same thing, they are repeating that, fine. Strong knowledge at artificial intelligence model deployment and integration techniques. Most of that, you see that here, they are asking that deployment and integration techniques. And workflow integrations, generative AI. If we just observe that, yes, like the primary skill set. So deploying that AI-based applications. But AI-based applications, what are those AI-based applications? That could be AI agents. Yes, defining that like AI agents or defining that generative AI applications. And those applications, how do we deploy into the production environment? So this is from the Accenture, like if you go to that, some idea on it. And let's go to that another company. So which company do you want to choose it? Yes, you can just choose it, one of that or any one of that. Okay, let me go ahead, randomly pick up that. Okay, so next one, Buntera. So what is their role? What they are expecting that? Yes, forward deployed engineer. So full-time, senior, yes, and experience 6+ years overall with the 2 years. Yeah, overall 6 years. And with it, if you have like a 2 years of like on AI or generative, they're not asking that like 6 years on the generative. That is not at all possible, because these AI agents and all these concepts recently they have come up with this, right? Last 1 year or maximum 2 years. So how many years of experience? This is about overall experience. But out of that, so do you have like a 2 years of that experience in the AI or generative AI or not? That means if you have like a 1 year or 2 years of that experience on this Gen AI or Agentic AI with about your previous experience, or if you don't have also, that's fine. They are looking that especially this kind of the role. But if you have like more experience, that is added advantage. Okay, location, salary, negotiable based on the experience. Even they are ready to go for like on the base of the current experience and current packages, 30 lakhs or the 40 lakhs or the 60 lakhs packages to give it also, they are okay, they are ready. And so timings are semi-flexible. Yes, that is a 3 p.m. to okay 12, fine. But what is about the skill set? Let's jump into it. The skill set. What do you need to do? So embed with a team or function and become fluent enough in their work to see problems they have fully architected. I mean, this is generic, right? So if you go to like a DevOps or AWS, also they ask like this kind of the rules. Solve the real problem fast, turning messy. Yeah, this is one thing. This is one thing. Solve the real problem and with a faster. Turning messy, ambiguous situations into working AI agents. Yes, this is important. Working AI agents and applications that automate real workflows and handle complex multi-step tasks. So normally, if you go to like a DevOps or AWS or middleware, we see that this kind of basic functionalities, yes, problem solving or coordinating with the teams, and what is their work they are doing, and if it is required automation and do that automation. That's kind of a role we do that, or we see that in the normal the process. But here in the forward deployed engineer, so what is the role that is especially coming this is you need to implement AI agents by integrating with the different applications or automating real workflows. This is the main point. But what else other they are asking that? Yes, own the whole stack of what you ship. Yes, backend services, Python and Node.js where applicable, and agent orchestration and LLM integrations and drag pipelines, memory or state management, and a cloud infrastructure. Thus, you see that if you are already having like a DevOps, we know about this cloud infrastructure. Or if you don't know, okay, that's fine. If you have the fresher or something, doesn't matter. But we should have cloud infrastructure, and you should have Python programming language. And the remaining stuff is a front-end point of view, Node.js. If you have some idea, that is added advantage. But these days, AI agents have come up this, right? If you go for like a Google anti-gravity, or if you use it like a cursor, or if you are working with maybe like a co-pilots or the cloud code. So those tools are helping to build like a front-end application, front-end interfaces, which you can use it React.js or a Tailwind, some frameworks which are helping. That means a little bit if you have like a this JavaScript also, that is added advantage, but that is not mandatory. So you should have like a back-end programming language and a front end that is something little bit Node.js, and with agent orchestration solution, LLM integration, drag pipelines, memory or state management, and a cloud infrastructure. And let's see this, what are the other stuff they are asking about it. Yes, RAG systems. That is one of the key skills. And LLMs, yes, you should have like some knowledge on the cloud or GPT, Gemini, or open source models, especially they are looking about it. And AWS, yes, that is if you have this already the DevOps, and this is the advantage. AWS, you know it, and maybe Python little bit. We do like normal automations, right? So that is added advantage. But if you don't have, or if you have the fresher, okay, that is fine. You need to come up with that, all the stuff. Okay, so this is which company? So some second company which are looking about it, and must have qualification 6 years. Python, so you see this Python for backend development. Now the industry is asking about it. One of the basic fundamental skill is Python. You see this like before also we are observing in Accenture, yes, the Python is a basic thing. And hands-on experience building AI agents, yes, this is one thing. And AWS, yes, there are like some services from the AWS, and a LangChain, LangGraph, Llama Index. So this is one of the framework to build AI agents. First, just observe that. We'll come back. So how about our AI career toolkit is helping about it? That is will come back. But first understand the market requirement. Without knowing that the market, see, if you are if I'm upgrading my skill set is nothing but there is a need of it, right? Then only I get the money of it. Simple. There's a basic business funda. So what the companies are looking at, that skill set, if I'm having that, then good. So that's a skill gap which will be filled up. Otherwise, if I'm still continuing on that, like middleware or DevOps, or I'm not upgrading to this kind of the skill set now in this current AI era, then I will be far away to that the current demand. Then I don't get like my hikes, and as well as I don't get like new job offers. So that gap fulfilling that, first we should understand what the employers are looking about it, right? Are you with me, everyone? Are you following this? Are you getting the concept? Just type that following in the chat window. Okay, I see there's some responses. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. So now, yeah, now like let's try to understand. So they're asking about it AI frameworks. There is LangChain, LangGraph, Llama Index, and AWS experience, and experience with non-relevant database. You see that like almost if you have like experience on this middleware or some kind of the cloud infrastructure, yes, that is required. But additional things, what we need to add it about it is, yes, if you don't have the any Python, suppose you are working on the support engineer or something, maybe you don't get it like a Python concepts, but yes, you need to change it about it. You need to come up with that learning the Python. That is one of the basic skill set. And yes, like here, AI frameworks which you should know, that is another requirement. The third requirement is generative AI. And yes, here you see this REST APIs, microservices, and asynchronous processing. What is the microservices? So what about the microservices? Anyone, can you just ping this in the chat window? Maybe if you are already middleware or like the DevOps engineer, you know that's right. Microservices. Or we can say container-based applications. Right? Yes or no? How many of you are working this on the container-based applications? Come on, man. So just like be interactive in the chat window. Okay, cool. How many of you know this Docker or Kubernetes? We can say Docker and Kubernetes. Can you hear me, my voice? Is it audible? So now what I'm trying to do this is I'm trying to collect the basic requirement. Let me just note it all these requirements quickly. So before in the previous job, what are the main things? Good to have the skills. This is the one. Do you see my other screen? So AI agents, workflow integration, and Python programming. So I'm just going to split it. So just we are collecting that, all the requirements. So I'm not going to open that like a PPT and explaining about it, but just like let's try to understand. So what the companies are looking about it. What else we are collecting here? One more skill set, maybe generative AI. Yes. So this is from Accenture. And if I go ahead and if I look at about it, the another one, or you can just copy and paste it in the chat GPT and chat GPT is going to give like a skill set, but that is also you can do. But I'm trying to, yes, 2 years of experience in AI generation development. And yeah, so what you need to have that is LLM integrations, RAG pipelines. Yeah, so here let me collect about it. So AWS is required. This is one thing. So we will filter it later. But first, let me collect it all these requirements. Then, I mean, all the companies related information will collect it, and we'll go for that. Then a hands-on RAG experience. Okay, this is another requirement. What else? AI frameworks. Yes, this is another thing. LangChain, LangGraph, Llama Index, or equivalent. Any other frameworks also they are okay with that. Okay. Okay, AI frameworks, RAG, AWS, generative AI, Python, AI agents and workflow integrations. What else? Do you have any other things? So yes, REST APIs and microservices. And here, if you go to observe that nice to have, okay, so front end model is Node.js. So front end also, which we should know. So not only just a back end, that is a Python, and you should know the something front end models. So Node.js or React.js. So they're asking about it. JavaScript also, that little bit. Terraform, CDK, React, Next.js, relevant AWS or IA certifications. What else? Let me just ML ops or LLM ops. Okay, model deployment. Let me collect this one also. Are you with me, everyone? Just confirm that. So whatever I am trying to do that, do you understand these points? Just to type that yes in the chat window. Whatever I am trying to do that, I didn't start it about it, the PPTs and all the stuff. I'm just understanding about it. Current AI role, one of the role is FDE. So if others already experience on the DevOps or the middleware or the previous any other technology, that is really helpful. Or even if you're the fresher or like a student also, that is really helpful for the next new AI career, like a software development. How do we talk it like so far? Software or middleware admission or DevOps engineer, like that. Next, another role which is coming into the market, that is FTE. I go to like a LinkedIn, I just typed it forward deployed engineer, and we got it some requirements. So requirements also good. You see that 1 week ago, 1 month ago, they're all started. So just 4 months ago, okay, lead AI customer engineer, generative AI managed, or even if you type like AI engineer, that role also the same kind of the skill set. Okay, so Terraform they're asking, CDK they're asking, LLM providers, and here one more thing, AWS Bedrock. And let me just collect it. I'm just collecting the keywords. So which we have this in the, because if you would like to map it about our resume to the current job description, in our resume all these words are important, right? Suppose if I'm going to apply my resume to this company, whatever we are analyzing that is a Buntera. So as per the job description, my resume should be, my resume related keywords or like my profile should be matched. Otherwise, simply ATS is going to rejecting that. Okay, so this is Buntera. Let's go ahead and let's randomly pick up that another one, forward deployed engineer, Pulsora, any other agent. Okay, let's go for that agent. So what is the role of this? This is already a powered software services startup founded by ex Microsoft. Okay, JP Morgan IIT. Okay, good. What is the role they are expecting about it? Requirements 2 to 4 years post college software engineering experience. Python, Java, or Go language are similar. One of that. Experience building and snipping production grade software, SQL or NoSQL databases, REST APIs, and cloud platforms. So this is the basic thing. Already we know about it. Maybe REST APIs, maybe you are not familiar. If you are already middleware or some DevOps, maybe SQL or NoSQL databases or cloud platforms, we are good with that, right? So almost, if you see that they are okay, like to give it 18 to 30 lakhs fixed plus bonuses and compensations they are giving that. What is the experience they are asking? Let's see. So where is that? How many application over 100? Okay. What is the experience? Did they mention anywhere about it? Maybe I missed it. Okay, 2 to 4 years. 2 to 4 years of experience. They're okay to go for like offering 18 to 30 lakhs. Is it awesome, right? Is it awesome or not? Just 2 to 4 years of experience. They didn't ask like overall experience, even like 8 years or 10 years. Just overall 2 to 4 years of experience. And if you have like something on the Python or like SQL, NoSQL, and AWS, and with so, but these are all the skill set: problem solving, dynamic, fast-paced environments, interest in large scale data usage, and you should have like APIs, UI components, databases, cloud infrastructure. So it is almost like as a full stack, right? Full stack, front end and the back end. They are asking that. Okay, so this is another company, but like here, almost whatever we are talking before, the same stuff. And let's see another one. And last, we will take it this one. Let me use it. Okay, forward deployed engineer, high radius, PepsiCo, senior FDE, persistent systems. Okay, let me just go ahead. Senior FDE, already seniors roles also. Okay, so what is the experience? They are asking that. Let's see. How many people they have applied? Only 23 people they have applied. Only 23. Now, if you go over like a DevOps or the middleware, these kind of the roles from the LinkedIn, you see that like hundreds of that application which have been applied. But still, so this is in that like the initial stage, and we are good with that. Okay, so about the position, if you just talk it, 8 to 10 years, they are asking that. And this is a full-time employment. But what you need to have it. So what you will do, design, deploy, and scale agentic AI-based data accelerated solutions. Okay, AI agents which you need to build it. Python, Fast API, Flask. So same thing, like almost. You see that LLMs, RAG pipelines, embeddings, and vector databases. Already we collected this information. If we just observe that, RAG pipelines, yes, the RAG experience, API gateways, which you should have understanding about it, and what else? Yeah, the AI frameworks to build AI agents, and 8 to 10 years. Okay, strong proficiency in the Python, hands-on experience with the Fast API, and then generative AI LLM based applications, deploying agentic AI frameworks workflow. This is the main role, as simple as it is. Remaining, just leave it out. So what is the new skill set which you need to learn it about is deploying agentic AI frameworks or workflows either to the cloud. Yeah, cloud, that is AWS or Azure or GCP, which you should know it. And as well as, so you need to write some wrapper classes. That is a we know it, right? In the middleware, if you're already working that, wrappers, which are like as a plugins, which are helping to integrate with the two different systems. So those wrappers, to write it, you need to have the Python knowledge. And even these agentic frameworks are also, which are come up with that, like mostly in the Python programming itself. So that's why they're asking that Python and APIs, concepts, APIs which are helping to integrate systems. So you should have like a generative or LLM based applications and agentic applications deploying into the cloud. This is overall. Are you clear now? The requirements? Just confirm in the chat window. CLR. Did you get like a forward deployed engineer? The role which is high demand, even that if it is US based, if you are there, 1 crore, 2 crores also the salaries they are giving that. They are okay to give it that. That is the kind of the demand we have in the current market on this FTE. But let me search for that AI engineer also. Okay, one role FTE. If you are already like a DevOps engineer or middleware administration, for about your next progress, which you can look at about this is FDE. But what about like other roles on the AI side? I'm not talking like DevOps or middleware, so leave it on that. AI only we are going to look in that. Yes, AI engineer, if you just observe that AI and intelligent automation engineer, generative AI engineer, agentic AI engineer, generative engineer, so many. So 99 plus results in the Hyderabad area itself. But let's look at two companies. We will take it and we'll observe that what is the kind of the roles they are asking that, or skill set they are asking that for this AI engineer role. Let's conclude about it. So we are not like going to use it like only FDE role, and we are looking about it another role also, that is generative AI engineer. That means about our resume, once it has been prepared, it should be applicable for two or three different roles, not just only one. That is about our objective. So two or three different roles, if it is applicable, is nothing. But let me look at about it AI engineer role also. Okay, let me. Which company do you want to look at that? Um, which one do you say that anyone can ping that here? Okay, let's go for the first source. I just randomly pick up that. I'm not the favorite of this first store, but just randomly just picking up that. About the job, what they are asking that. About the role, what you need to do. Yeah. So here also you see that LLM powered tools, agents, rack systems, document pipelines, co-pilots, and paired with the senior FD. Oh, you see that here AI engineer is going to work with that FD engineer roles. So paired with the senior FDEs and AI coding IDE like a Cloud Code or Cursor to ship code at a high velocity. That means we were before whatever the requirements we collected, that is completely from the FDE engineer. But now another role on this AI side itself, we are looking about it, that is AI engineer or AI agentic engineer, or you can, I mean, you see that AI agentic AI engineer or generative AI engineer, they're all like a AI engineer concept. But here also, if you come back to that, almost the same concepts. You see that. So, but you should have like some IDEs like a Cloud Code Cursor. And what is the experience they are asking that? BE, BTech, MTech from a premier institutes with 1 or 2 years of experience. That means basic experience, like a we can say the freshers onwards, or who are having like 1 year, 2 years, they are okay. I mean, if they know about the skill set, they are okay to take it about it. So what are the skill set? CS fundamentals they should have, like data structures, algorithm, system design, and LLM APIs, RAG agents, function calling, structured outputs, and code editors. As we are talking like a Python, you see that wherever or in which job description you are looking, that Python is one of the mandatory. And even they're asking that the front end, TypeScript, and other optionals, Go language or Java. GitHub, okay, obviously that is required. Anything special? No. So here, main, if you just conclude about it, I'm just collecting about it. Deployed somewhere, okay. So these are all the basic things. Okay, let me collect it. This is from the AI engineer. The requirements. This is about from the FDE, the above block. This block is from FDE. Now let me collect it. AI engineer role. Here also Python is required. Tools, AI coding tools required. APIs required. RAG, Agentics, function calling, structured output, and GitHub. Are you following everyone? And here you see this bonus points. MCP servers, LangChain Llama Index, Crew AI or AutoGen. With real users, even a college festival tool used by the 5,000 people counts. You see that simple, if you have built like one application as like a POC or the prototype, then if you are able to explain what they are asking, that you have worked on something with the real users. That means the application which has been implemented, that application should have that at least 5,000 people maintenance. So that means scalability they are looking at. Okay, AI application implementation is not an boss. That application, it has to be deployed into the cloud, and where it should have the capability to manage that some number of users. So a bench of senior FDEs. So here also FDE role. So FDE is the senior role, but to support that FDEs, what is the role which is coming? That is AI engineer role. Are you good with this understanding next to AI roles which are coming in the market? Come on, everyone. So type that yes in the chat window. Are you good to understand about your next career journey if you would like to move into that AI side? Or if you don't want to fear of losing the job? What are the skill set you need to learn it? Even if you are like a DevOps engineer or middleware administrator or you are support engineer or you are the software engineer or front-end developer or full stack developer, having that only full stack knowledge is not enough. You should know these AI agentic frameworks. So what about that MCP server? What about these agentic frameworks and as well as yeah, the LLM APIs? What is a RAG and other stuff? GitHub, okay. So that is basic developer. He should know it. I'm not going to say that this is the requirement of AI. Okay, finally I'm going to choose it one more company and we'll analyze about it, that company requirement also. Which company do you want to choose? Let me go ahead from about your side. Can you ping that any company which you see here? Because if I select it, okay, as per that, like whatever I teach it, so as per that, like that those companies, let me refresh it. So it is not just a hard coded the page. It is just like the now the current roles which are looking that, and we are trying to find the current demand on the AI side. Okay, so let me choose it another company that quickly. AI automation engineer, AI ops engineer, senior AI or ML engineer. Okay, let me go ahead. Senior AI ML engineer. Okay. Senior generative AI. Okay, let me choose a senior AI ML engineer. And AI ops engineer. You say that like one more kind of. So what they're asking this quickly? Let me just go ahead and yes, senior AI or ML engineer, AI group, conversation AI, and what are the skills? What you will do? Okay, help deliver our roadmap toward agentic AI, translating cutting-edge research into practical and scalable solutions. Even like a FDE role, also we are observing that managing about it agents and handling about it deployments, workflows, and scalable solutions. Same kind of the role, right? What we are looking at, what you are looking was, so 5 years of experience, okay. A degree in computer science, okay, that is fine. Deep expertise in conversation AI, NLP, and dialogue systems with a proven track record of delivering production grade systems. Skill set. Okay, so AWS is important, RAG is important. Already we are observing all these skill set. But here one thing, experience with the ML ops. This keyword we didn't hear or somewhere which we are observing that. Yes, one more important thing is AI or ML engineers. See, who is implementing the models these days? Just imagine about it. Who is implementing the models? Already models, so many models are available in the market, right? If it is 2021, 22, during that time, they were focusing on that implementing the models. Huge requirement during that time. But nowadays, the models has come into the market, but using the models, how you can build solutions, AI-based solutions. See, data scientists who are working, those, you see that they're asking here, especially ML ops engineer, what is the degree they are asking that? Somewhere we have seen that degrees, right? Yeah, computer science, software engineering, data science. Yes. If they are planning to build models, like a GPT-5 or cloud models, we are talking that, right? Then they look at about it, all these skill set, AI, NLP, ML ops to deploy their applications, AI or ML systems. But FDE role or agentic or AI ops engineers or generative AI engineer, these roles are the latest. So this is only some small, only some companies they are looking at, not small, not small. So some companies only they are looking at models, building models, deploying that. But the current era or current market is using these models. How to build the enterprise solutions to the customers. So that is the current trend. That's why we have like a FDE role, a engineers roles. But models, if you see that, then you can ignore it, that company. Because this is okay, some companies they are looking that, but this is required algorithms, you should know that, data science, you should know about it. Yeah, AI or NLP concepts, you should know it. You should know the mathematics. So I don't want to touch about this. This is the out of scope. Like if you have like a data science background or something, then you can refer about it, this kind of thing. Okay, so cool. So let me find it. The finally generative AI engineer. So any other the new skills I'm looking about it. That's why I'm just going that. Total experience 8 years. Okay. RAG pipelines. Okay, he has given that very clear structure. RAG pipelines, agentic AI development. That you see that's LangChain, LangGraph, AutoGen, CrewAI, and knowledge graphs. Yes, that is Neo4j, graph databases, LLM pipelines. Okay, good. LLM integration. So that is LLM models, deployments of ML ops. So that is to that AWS or cloud. Under required technical skills, generative AI, RAG, agentic AI tools, Neo4j, the programming, clouds infrastructure, and data handling. So in this, already we know that data handling, like SQL, NoSQL, ETL process, okay, that is something out of. But basic like databases point of view, we know that SQL or NoSQL databases, right? And cloud infrastructure, we know it. Comfortable with the Docker, Git, and CI/CD pipelines. But additional things what they are asking us is these four concepts. So okay, Neo4j graph database, this is specific to their requirement, but you can just ignore this one. But remaining just if you just observe that agentic AI tools, generative AI, or RAG mechanism, programming, these are all already we have seen in the above requirements also, right? So did they mention this any package here? I'm sorry, I didn't see that any package. Okay, leave it off that. Okay, are you clear about this? What is the current market demand on this AI side? If you'd like to be sustained in the IT market, what are the next skill sets that's which we need to have it? Are you good with this understanding? Just type that good in the chat window. I didn't prepare any PPT. I didn't define, okay, boss, these are all the skill set that is required for the next AI engineer. I didn't define it. I just opened the LinkedIn and we identified that AI related roles, that is the FDE role. So one is FDE, forward deployed engineer. And second role, so what we are observing this is AI engineer. This is for the who are having like 1 year or 2 years of experience of the freshers. So they can start with this. And who are already having like a DevOps or AWS or some like a 3 years or the 4 years or more than that, they can look at about it, this kind of roles to apply it. Are you good now? But these two are almost the same, right? Other than here, more workflows defining, integration management, and yes, workflows defining. Other than that, here he is like more into developer. He has to use it some coding tools, yeah, AI coding tools, and building like a LLM applications or like working with the AI agentic applications. So that's he has to do that. That is the AI engineer role. But here he should know these activities, and as well as on the base of his experience, he should able to manage that more like a legacy system integrations with the AI agentic application. Are you good on these points? Just confirm in the chat window, everyone. Or any queries, question, just let me know as well as. Yes, I see that. Good. Yes. Come on, everyone. So everyone is silent. So freshers are like 1 or 2 years of experience people. They need to look at like AI engineers, and who are having like more than 4 years or the 5 years already working. So you should look at about it FDE engineer role. Very high demand skills in the current market and very good package offers. Okay, now we understand these requirements, but how I can upgrade my skill set, or how do I learn it about all these points? So if I just conclude it, okay, let me go ahead. This overall, what I do is I will conclude in the 4 formats. The roadmap for this. So what is the first thing is required is essentials required, or foundations, we can say foundations required. See, A has come up that I don't need like a knowing about it, the programming language, because I mean agents are helping this, right, to build the code. But AI, what of the code which is generated, that is only 70 to 80% that is helping that. But remaining 20 to 30% which you should know the programming and you should able to accept it, the code which is generated by the AI agents, that is very important. If we just say that, no, I'll use it like a chat GPT, or I will use it about the Gemini to generate the code. Okay, boss, you can generate it using those tools. But do you confirm that what of the code which is generated by AI, is it accurate? No, we cannot trust AI. We cannot trust AI. The AI is helping that, okay, that to bring that more productivity. But final decision should be done by that us. So that's why you should know that the fundamentals or the foundations should be very good. No doubt at all. If you are good on this about your domain, if you are good on this about your domain in the sense about your like yes finance domain, or if you are already working that any specific domain, that domain knowledge is really helpful in this AI career. But not only that side domain, but this side, technical side, you should know the foundations. Foundations, if you talk it, like what are those which are coming that in the foundations? If you have, okay, so let's take it, operating system, if you are working that, basic Linux required, right? For each and every command, you are not going to ask the ChatGPT, right? Definitely, we take the help of the ChatGPT or Google, but you should know the basic commands, Linux. And as we're talking, the Python is a basic fundamental. That is a foundation course for this or in this AI, if you are in that IT side. If you are non-IT, okay, leave it off it. Python is not required. No coding tools, you can use it and you can build AI agents and you can do that. But legacy applications, if you're working, or enterprise applications, if you're working, or if you're working especially BFSI models, that means you are looking this in this IT side. Yes, Python is one of the basic fundamental. And JavaScript. So the code, I mean, now the front end code which are generating by that, the coding agents. Okay, fine, good. But if something like a look and feel to change it, or UI UX models to use it, if you have some idea on the JavaScript, that is added advantage. But if you don't have it also, that is not mandatory. But you should able to use it front end, and you should have some like React JS, what all the frameworks are available. Because whenever you are generating the code, you should use it, those frameworks names. So that is another fundamental. And AWS, yes, in all the requirements, in the FDE role and as well as AI engineer role, we are observing that cloud is a basic thing. So you should have the cloud knowledge, and you should have like a GitHub. Finally, once the code has been written, that way do we upload the code? You should know about it. These are like a foundations. That means everyone should know about it in the next the journey. If you are working that as especially AI engineer or FDE, you would like to sustain in the market. Yes, these are all the new roles which are coming, and you need to upgrade about your skill set. Okay, GitHub. What else? What else I should know it? Docker, I should know basic things. That is a basic thing. These are like mandatory things. Once upon a time, if you know AWS, GitHub, once upon a time, in the sense like in 2020, the 15 between that as a DevOps roles, which was evaluating that. I mean, evaluating that. During that time, if you know that AWS, if you know the GitHub, if you know that Docker, if you know that like what else? We can say the Terraform, that means infrastructure as a code, or Kubernetes. So they're all the hard skills. We were able to get the job with these skills. But now, this is one of the primary skill. But if you know that only these fundamentals, okay, current supporting jobs, if you are working in the support, there is a requirement, you are good, and about your role is secured. But if that application it has been changed, or you are moving that company to company on this skill set, if you are planning to move into that, that is a risky thing. Even the CI/CD tools also, which you should know it. So 6, 7 years back, what are the hard skills we have in the market? Now that is that is essential for everyone. This is essential skill set. So with this skill set, if you jump into that like a market, you cannot get the job. Okay, maybe some requirements are definitely available on the DevOps, but a lot of demand already. We have so many people who knows already all these things, right? Yes or no? Are you good with this? Now, are you following with me? Just type that following in the chat window. Come on, everyone, type that. Yes, following. Yes, yes, good. So once in the 6, 7 years back, now even you see that like the evaluation of this IT market or IT industry from 1995 onwards. First programming, next internet based, and as well as social media platforms which have come into the market, and as well as next cloud, and then DevOps. And before that, yes, like in the 2000 about virtual machines. So now the market is moving to that AI based. Before, whatever we are talking, that all that the important skills, now these are all like essentials now. Okay, so foundations we should know it. This is the basic one of the skill set. If you are moving into that, either FDE or AI engineer, that means AI related role. If you are looking at, so there are the essential skills. If you know already, that is added advantage. But if you don't know, you should start with that. Definitely, that is a mandatory. Second one, generative AI. So you should know about generative AI skill set. Already we are observing that here. You see this in the FTE role also, they are asking that the generative AI. And even in the AI engineer also, they definitely that is required the generative AI. Maybe I didn't collect it properly. I mean, that is that keyword because already it is there. So, but if you see this AI engineer also, basic thing, generative AI engineer, which we should know that. But in this generative AI, one of the skill set which we should know this is API concepts. Application programmable interfaces. How do I call that particular LLM model? That could be OpenAI or Claude, or I mean Claude from the Anthropic or Google Gemini or some open source LLMs. How do I call it? Using the Python. Python, I know it, but how I can use it? Okay, Python, before we were talking about it, web applications or the gaming applications or the mobile applications, those stuff. But now the Python, you are going to use it for the AI-based applications to implement it. But AI-based application to implement it, you should know that first and foremost, Python with the API using that, how I can use the models which are already available. That could be, yes, as I was talking about it, foundation models are available. That is OpenAI, Google Gemini, Claude from the Anthropic, or Grok. We have so many. Our open LLMs are also available. That is a Volama. We just understand it. So you should know that API concept. That is another important thing. And you should know the MCP concepts, MCP server. So this is the next advanced level of this API. So if I'm having the two applications, so simple, suppose I have like, let's say that this is my application and this is my third party, some other application. And this is, we are trying to build application. And this application is required this third party service. So normally, so far, what is the approach is this application to use it, this third party application services, we use the APIs. But in the agentic world, we have the concept of MCPs, Model Context Protocol. How we have the HTTP protocol, SSH protocol. So this agentic application would like to use these third-party services. That could be database, or that could be like a reporting system, or that could be HRM system or CRM system. So any kind of, doesn't matter it. But this agent would like to use that the data from this third-party application. Either you need to have the API-based communication, or the latest model or the latest protocol in this AI, that is the MCP protocol, which we should know it. Or suppose about our application, you are going to give it to that some X company. Let's assume that some X user or X app. I'm just saying that X app. This application has to use it about our application as a service. So now these people, they would like to use it about our application as a service. But about our application is having the dependency on the third party. Okay, leave it out. This layer, leave it out. But this application, now you are the owner of about your application and you need to give the service to the some third party or external people. Then how do you provide about your application as a service to the other people? Again, what we can use it? Either you need to provide for about your application either API or MCP. That means you should know in the two approaches. One is if the third party provider is providing MCPs, how do I use it MCP calling that are integrating with about your application and to use this service? This is one approach. Calling third party services using MCP. But here about your application has to provide the service to the third party application. But here also you should know about it. MCP. That means for about your application, how do we create MCP layer? And that MCP, how do we give it as a service to the third party vendors? So you should know calling and you should know providing. Those two things which you should know from the MCP side. Or even the APIs also. How do you provide that APIs to others? Or how do you call that APIs from other application? This is the important thing. Integration workflows, as we are talking that in the FDE, workflow integrations. If you just talk it about it, you should be good on these API callings or API providings or MCP calling or MCP providings. That's why you should know in the generative AI, the basic fundamentals which we should know about this one. Are you clear on these points? Are you following with me? Just type that following in the chat window. Did you understand that APIs and MCPs? Just a high level. We are not going to the looking that's today learning all these concepts. That's not at all possible. Come on, confirm in the chat window, everyone. Are you good? Do you understand this concept? One side is invoking and another side is providing. So here about your application providing as a service to other vendors, and here about your application is going to use it third party services. So in this integration workflow, you should know API concepts, MCP servers. That's why we see that in each and every requirement, most of that asking about it, APIs, RAG, okay, we'll come back. Yeah, LLM APIs, but they didn't mention anywhere explicitly MCPs. Whatever we have collected, maybe yes, it is required definitely MCPs also. Yeah, so these two things, and not only that, here you should know how do we integrate with OpenAI or Google Gemini or Claude or Open LLMs. This is one more important thing which we should know. That's we say that LLM APIs. This one we can say LLM APIs. You are going to use it their LLMs, or you can have it about your own open LLM. But how the application can use it to these LLMs, you should know it. That is another kind of the requirement. And next concept is like cloud also. Cloud is also providing these services like a generative AI services. So AWS is having one of the services that is a bedrock. How to generate the content, how to generate the images. So generative AI mainly the purpose is generate. Either text do you want to generate it, or code do you want to generate it, or image do you want to generate it, video do you want to generate it, or audio do you want to generate it, or text to speech, or speech to text. So these are all the kind of the solution from the generative AI. Suppose if you open the chat GPT and if you just use the text, that is a text-based interaction, right? Text it is content it is generating on the basis of the prompt which you are given. Like that, for about our applications, any users who are using about it like generating content or generating videos or images, you should know these concepts. So cloud side you should know, and as well as directly is in the Python how you can build about your API based application. That is also another requirement. So this is the thing in the generative AI. Next one is agentic. So this is the roadmap. So you cannot directly jump into the agentic AI, or you cannot directly jump into that generative AI without knowing that the Python, without knowing the GitHub, basic Docker concepts. So one by one, we have the dependencies. But agentic AI, what are the things that is required? If you just observe that RAG is one concept. Retrieval augmented generation. But what about this one? Suppose now this vendor, he is going to use it about our application. But about our application, whenever he is using that agents, we need to provide it something private data. Let's say I have my own database here. I have my own data. That could be PDF files, or that could be my website content, or that could be which is in that like a database or Excel sheets or whatever it is. This is I'm having the data. But someone has, suppose I'm going to provide the chart GPT in this application, some chart, some small chart app, chart functionality. So whenever this application team or this user, whenever uses about our application chart window, he is asking about some data, but the data is a secured one. It is not retrieved from the LLMs or something. This is my private data. Suppose let's assume that this is my employees information. And I am providing that one application to my all the employees and using the chart window. In the chart window, they can ask about it, the company policies. Company policy, but company policies are available in our private database or HRM database, right? So now whenever anyone prompted in the chart, we should not go to like a third party or LLMs. We should use it about our data. But how do we get that data, or how do we manage it, or how the LLM, that means the brain, we have some concepts, we'll come back. How about LLM is going to use it about your private data? So what we need to do this is, we need to use it one knowledge base with the RAG concept. We'll call it mostly knowledge bases, we'll call it. But how to build the knowledge bases? With the RAG. So we feed this data, private data, and we store it in the vector storage format, which is understandable by LLM. About our ChatGPT LLMs or Google Gemini LLMs. So those LLMs can understand only the vector data format. So we store, or whatever the data that is required from the data sources, we retrieve it and we store it in the index-based or embedding format we have. And now the LLM can use it, this RAG mechanism, to answer to the user. Suppose the user is asking about it in the chart. Give me the HR policies information of that company, but HR policies information is available here. So first, as like a FD engineer or AI engineer, what do we need to do? We need to build RAG systems. You see that one of the important requirement that is a RAG. So we identify that which data has to be stored in the RAG, and that we will feed it that complete data to the RAG. And now these chart-based applications or LLMs can use it, this RAG, to give the response back to the client. So you should know one of the concept that is RAG. So in this RAG, we have like a different store, the vector store, maybe like have I collected here something pine cone. No, I didn't collect that. Yes, we have some different databases. That is one of like a best database, like a pine cone is available, or ChromaDB, another one is available. So we should know those databases also. That means the vector databases. Using that, how do we define the RAG approaches? That is one of the basic requirement. And as well as agents to build it, you should know the frameworks. Are you with me, everyone? Are you following that? The current demand. Confirm in the short window. Why we have these many requirements? I'm just giving high level understanding. I'm not just going to that deeply, but if you understand it, okay, cool. Otherwise, no need to worry. These are all the concepts we are going to learn it in our journey. Because every day getting all these technologies and understanding these concepts, not at all possible. But try to understand where exactly the APIs are helping or MCP, so how that is helping or what is the RAG. Okay, so in this agentic, so next approach which we should know, how to build the agents. Here we are talking that the chartboard based application in the generative AI, chartboard based application, like a chat GPT, if you just observe that. Chat GPT, what does it do? So if you ask the query, it just gives a response back. It gives the content, right? So if I ask something, what is a RAG? Okay, it is taking the query and it is finding its sources related that information and fetching that and giving the data back. Good. But this is kind of like a chatbot. This is just chatbot. But a chatbot which we can say in this generative AI model. But now we have like advanced concepts. What about that advanced concept is, suppose here if I say that, if I integrate with something, just okay, this is blocking me. Okay, so now here we have like, suppose if I go to like a new chat, let me open the new chat. You can find it some other tools also, right? You see that I have integrated with the Canva. I have integrated with the Gamma. So we have already deep research some concepts, or web search some concepts, or you can create image. There are the additional the tools which have been added to the LLM, right? I'm using the ChatGPT. ChatGPT is LLM, which is providing like something 5.6. They are not displaying here. Yes, ChatGPT plus, and they are saying the ChatGPT. But here I'm using this is nothing but ChatGPT 5.6, some model. But that model is having the capability. If you give the prompt, it is giving the response back. Only that's. But what are the additional capability that we have is, if you go to like the settings section, so you have the connectors concept, right? Okay, connectors, that is in Claude. Okay, let me just go ahead, plugins. Yeah. So here you can see that the plugins, and you can define about your own development mode, or you can browse the plugins. That means you can find the tools. Suppose I would like to integrate with Photoshop. Photoshop, actually that is a tool. That tool I am integrating with this LLM model. or I can integrate with GitHub. So there are like additional Notion I can integrate. Yeah, there are the additional tools or the capabilities I can bring it to my LLM. But how this is all working? Internally MCP protocol. So now, so to the ChatGPT, if I are able to integrate with the Notion is nothing but a Notion team, they have given that MCP internally, and that MCP protocols are helping to integrate with about your LLM with the Notion. Notion is the third party one, and ChatGPT is another provider. But these two providers, the tools can be integrated, that is through the MCP. Are you getting the concepts of this? So now here, what is the advantage of this adding all these tools, adding all these tools to my LLM? What is that advantage? Now I can go to that, to the ChatGPT. I can ask it, what is the RAG generate? Okay, let me ask in this way. Generate PowerPoint presentation on the concept, that is, what is a RAG? Using Gamma tool I have already integrated, right? I can say that using Gamma. Cool. Now Gamma is a third-party tool, and I am asking this, what is a RAG? That is a concept from the LLM. That concept, it is going to give it to, or it is going to forward to the Gamma tool. And in the Gamma, what are one of the functionality we have that PowerPoint presentation generation. And now you see that about our LLM is taking the actions. It is performing that action. It is not just generating the content. Generating the content is generative AI. But a generated content, it is performing that action to prepare the PowerPoint presentation by using the Gamma tool. So here a tool is integrated. That is through the MCP or APIs. Now it is performing that action. Now my LLM is performing that action, not only just generating the content. That is about your agentic approach. Agentic approach is helping that to generate or to perform actions. But generative AI is just content generation. Before, like I was just generating the content, that is generative AI. But now you see that it generated a beautiful PowerPoint presentation with one click. I'm cool, right? I don't need to stress too much on this preparing that on this RAG content, the PowerPoint presentation. If I'm having the Gamma subscription and with the OpenAI, and I just integrated that Gamma with my LLM. LLM is a brain. ChatGPT is the brain now. That a brain has taken the content and using the content, it is prepared the PowerPoint. It is performed the action also. You see that the beautiful PowerPoint is ready within 2 minutes. Awesome, right? Yes or no? Just type that. Is it mind blowing or not? The beautiful PowerPoint presentation. Now you can edit it, but this is not the final one. Now what you need to do? AI is helping about it. Okay, AI Agentic is helping that. But this is not the final. Now you need to have about your action plan. Which content can be keep it? Which content can be, can be deleted in the presentation? That is about your rotation. Finally, is about our rotation. But it is a help, like instead of taking the 1 day time, which is required, like collecting the content and generating, preparing that all the PowerPoint presentations, whatever the time that is required, maybe like 6 hours, 7 hours, that time within the 2 minutes, it is a help. But now this is about your effort. Now you need to edit this and which content and organizing about it. And that is about your next level. Are you clear? Do you understand the difference between the generative AI and agentic AI? Come on, everyone, confirm in the chat window. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yes, yes, yes. I see the some misses. Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, now generative AI is just like static content. Static. It just generate the content. Whatever you ask, if you ask the image or if you ask like a code, it just generates it. But actions to perform it, this is the next level of the the AI advanced, that is the agentic AI. But in these agents, how do you implement these agents? Suppose if I would like to build my own agent, can I build it? Now, OpenLLM, they have come up with that integrating with a Gamma. So that is like adding additional tool, that is a capability. And that tool using by that ChatGPT. But if I would like to build it my own LLM and my own tools integration, can I build it? Can I do that? That is about it. You can use it agentic frameworks. To implement agents, you can use the agentic frameworks. But what are like a different agentic frameworks are available? LangChain. Yeah, and the above requirements we are observing that, right? LangChain, LangGraph, CrewAI. So different applications and purpose, different frameworks that can be used. AutoGen. And now from the cloud, Amazon is providing that bedrock. Awesome. Now we have about our own Python frameworks, which are helping to build the agents with the tools integration and all the stuff. That is why like they are mostly stressing about it. Somewhere like workflow integration, you see that. So hands-on RAG experience or LangChain, LangGraph. Why they need it? It is LangChain, LangGraph. Agents to implement it. So you need to identify the customer, the requirement. So what are like actions that can be performed by the LLM? So in that concept, you need to use the generative AI and agentic AI, both together integration. Generative AI is nothing but LLM's usage. You should know that LLMs, API concept, MCPs and all that. Then in the agentic AI, build like agents using these generative AI concepts by integrating with the different tools which are performing the actions. So there are some frameworks which are available, which you should know these frameworks to build the applications. Are you with me, everyone? Are you following that? Just confirm in the chat window. Are you good so far? The three levels are the roadmap to understand or to step into that either FDE role or AI engineer. AI engineer, yes, 1 year or 2 years of the freshers, which they can go for that. Or FDE, that is somewhat like the production grade applications, how to manage it. That's what you should know about it for these applications. Come on, confirm in that. Yes, I see that some S's, but I would like to see this more people response. Come on, everyone. Okay, cool. Okay, so RAG is important, agentic frameworks. In this RAG, we have like a different RAG vector databases. That's which we should know. RAG indexing, RAG, yeah, like we have summary concepts, summarizations, symmetric search. So some of like the concepts which we should know from the RAG. So RAG with the tools integration using these frameworks and memory concepts we have and the guardrails defining. So these are all some concepts which we should know in the agentic AI. Okay, cool. What else? Is it done? So somewhere we see that ML ops also, right? ML ops. So if they are doing like any model, the custom models implementations. So you should know ML ops concepts also. So ML ops is next to the DevOps, as we're talking like the CI/CD pipelines, Docker, Terraform. These are all like a DevOps process models. Next to the DevOps, ML ops. So if the team is implementing that any models, how do we deploy to the production with the complete evaluations, validation models, so testing models. So how do we deploy that models to the production environment? That is ML ops engineer. So here you should have some idea on the CI/CD pipelines. Obviously, that is the basic funda, right? In the DevOps models, CI/CD, which we should know. That is we are looking about it, GitHub Actions with that. ML flow. So how do you validate the data? So which algorithms are suitable for that particular data refinement? And the AWS point of view also, if you have like a SageMaker, somewhere in the requirements we are observing that SageMaker, maybe I didn't collect about it, but yes, here AWS Bedrock only which we have, but yes, like SageMaker is also another. If you have like this is advantage if you are going to like a especially FDE role. Already if you are like a DevOps or something, then DevOps to ML ops roadmap or bootcamp. DevOps to ML ops. So if you are already DevOps and moving to like a ML ops, like managing about it models on the cloud side or like on-premises side, if you have this idea, that is the advantage. So these are all the four basic, like we can say that steps. This is step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. So if you have like all these points, then we are good to sustain in the next generation of the AI career. Are you good with this? Do you understand now the complete program roadmap? Come on, confirm in the chat window. I'll take like a 10 to 15 minutes more, not more than that. Then we'll wind up that. Okay, so how do we go ahead with all the stuff now? How do we learn it one by one? Or how do I prepare like my resume, LinkedIn, GitHub? So from the foundations, whenever we are going through that, so on the AWS side, you are going to get it one project. On the Docker side, you are going to get it, especially on the Fast API, one more project. Here you will get it the 2 projects. And whenever we come to like a generative AI, working with that MCP server, is MCP server integration with the Docker as a security point of view. So how do we use it MCP servers within the Docker and integrating with the cloud? So that is kind of some real-time scenarios we are looking that's in this stage. And in the agentic AI, we are going to try to build the customer assistance or customer support or related one project using the LangChain LangGraph, and a DevOps related one project that is a Kubernetes log files. How do we analyze it with the agentic approaches? So you have the log file. In the log file, if you have the error, how that can be. So one agent which is going to identify the error, another agent which is going to the looking about that, the web search, and another agent which is going to generate the solution for that particular problem. That is the the project we are going to have it in this or with this QA. Autogen, we are not going to talk in that, but this is optional. And Amazon Bedrock. So here almost you are going to get into the 2 projects. And finally, DevOps to MLOps roadmap also, we are going to completely demonstrating about it, DevOps engineer role, how it can be moved to that MLOps with a complete project. Here you are going to get it 1 project. Total, with all the 6 projects you are going to work with this journey. And let me show that what are the other features you are going to get it. So during the journey of this. Okay, so this one, instead of saying that something AI agentic or FD engineer or AI engineer, we call it AI career toolkit. So this is completely packaged. It is not just we are not just giving the course. So this is the complete career toolkit to become AI ready and career ready. So what is AI ready and career ready? So if you'd like to understand it, yes. So 100+ hours of the learning and assignments and project-based solutions. And not only that, you are going to get it a resume toolkit and AI mock interview. That is one of the a tool set. This is suppose if you sign in here, you are going to get it all these tools. Yeah, if you are this kind of the feeling lost in your IT career about too many technologies or no roadmap or weak resumes or no projects or no interview confidence or fear of AI, then this is the exact roadmap or this is the toolkit which is going to be helpful to about your career. And this program, whatever we are talking, that AI toolkit program, so we have the 2 approaches. On demand, that means yes, you can enroll it and you can find it immediate, all the videos, and you can start it learning about it one by one, the step-by-step learning path. Or we have the simulator concept. That means already these recorded videos we go for on the base of the some discipline manner. That means every day the one recorded video which will be played as a Zoom call within the Zoom. It is as a live simulators. And a weekend which will be having that every Saturday. So the question and answer session and private community. And this is the complete 6 months roadmap which will be having that. So now if you just observe that what you are going to get it. So yeah, so as we are talking about it, Python fundamentals. So you see this within the Python itself, the 0 to hero, definitely. If you don't have any code also, you don't need to fear of it. So you will get it complete all these concepts, Python fundamentals. And once this is done, next Python fast API and pandas. This is somewhat advanced. Yeah, this is also required. What is exactly APIs? How do we use from the Python program fast APIs? And how to manage the data that is using the pandas? And as we know that GitHub, AWS Cloud, Terraform, the Docker concepts, Jenkins, as we're talking, there are essentials. Then we'll come to that generative AI. So here working with that OpenAI, Google Studio, how do you use it? AWS Bedrock, how do we use it? And as well as MCP servers. MCP servers itself is having almost 6 or 7 sessions on it. 7 classes. So about MCP servers, how to build MCP server, MCP inspection and client configuration. Yes, we can build about our own MCPs. As we are talking that we need to provide MCPs or we need to call the MCPs. But whenever you are providing that, you need to test it. How do you test it? MCP inspection is the tool which is available. And how do we integrate MCPs with the cursor IDs or Claude? How do we define the documents and rules? MCP security with the Dockers, MCP service with the Docker, all the stuff which you will get it in the MCP section. And finally, generative AI on AWS, that is AWS Bedrock. So this is the second level of that. Once that is done, then LangChain, LangGraph. So almost 16 sessions. Yes, this is the final project which you are going to have it with the custom service agents, multi-node graph, what is LangChain, LangGraph, and what is a RAG concept. And a QA with the AWS Bedrock. So complete priority setup and deploying agents to AWS Agent Core. Yeah, so here we are going to talking about it as some wrapper classes. Those wrapper classes, how do we implement it, is one of the important requirement for the FDE engineer. That is a forward deployed engineer. So all the stuff that you are going to get it here. So two frameworks you are going to get it on the agentic approach. That is LangChain, LangGraph. That is from LangChain provider, and this the Crea is another framework which is helping about it for the agents to implement it, and finally AWS Bedrock. And as we're talking that the fourth module, that is DevOps to MLOps roadmap. So what are like a different teams are working that? What is like a data science, the engineer role? What is the data analyst engineer role? What about like MLOps engineer role, ML engineer role? So like how we have the DevOps and the DevOps team structure. So MLOps, that means any models which they are implementing there by the data science engineers. So how do you work it and how do you support about it to the data science engineers? That is you are going to getting about it over here. With the complete GitHub with the CI/CD pipelines. Yeah, so these are all the modules as a structured way you are going to getting that. As a systematic approach, you are going to getting that, the one by one. And not only that. And if you go to like each chapter, yes, if you have this, if it is recorded video is already available. And we give like summaries also. Summary in English. Or if you like Telugu also, which will give it. There are like 5 minutes. That means suppose you are going to prepare for interviews. During that interview, you don't need like entire all the stuff, right? Just reviewing that entire video is a little bit a headache. Then you can just use the summary. Within the 5 minutes, you can get it what it was discussed in this video. And quiz which will be having for each chapter. I'm talking that each chapter. It is not just like entire concept wise. And assignment, yes. So in this video, whatever we discussed on that concept, you are going to get the assignment. And which you need to submit the assignment. So where you can access all the stuff is, this is about the community portal. So if you go to like let me open. Okay, so open this. Okay, continue learning. So each course, in that course, you are going to get it all these resources. You see that. Yeah, so you see the summary related PPT, and then you are going to get it here as the categories wise which has been given. So quiz and assignments and all the stuff you are going to get it. This is the different course actually. Yeah, so this is a different course, but like yes. So whatever we have mentioned here in this the workflow, yes, you will get it all these quiz, assignments, and one more important thing, flashcards. So this is really helpful if you are preparing for the interviews. Suppose on this Python setup. So if I go like ahead and open that flashcards, let me log into opening that it takes time, but if you have this time, let me just show that quickly. So these flashcards, like which are going to present first, the query or question, and that question you need to review about it and you need to answer it. That means in the interview, interviewer is going to ask the question, then you need to give the answer back, right? That kind of the experience to get it on each and every chapter, we have come up with this, the flashcards. Yeah. So here, if you go to like a skill develop, let me just show that the flashcards. Are you following everyone? Are you getting the concepts? What are the kind of the resources that we are going to get it? Yeah, so this is the like example of the flashcard. So what is this content? Yes, like now it is going to have the question like this. In the context of AI engineering, what are the three primary career roles discussed in the roadmap? That means in that video, whatever we discussed, once the video is over, end of the day, you can just open this, you see the 60 flashcards per one video, which is really, really boost about your knowledge and as well as validation. Just getting knowing that the concept is not enough. You should validate about yourself. Now, here this is the query, but you don't see that I don't reveal the answer immediately. Then what you can do? Okay, so what it was discussed, just try to recollect that answer. And after getting, after reviewing that answer, then go ahead and click review that what it was discussed. Like that, if you go to like each and every session, so whenever you have like interview preparation something, just to open the flashcards and go ahead and review about it. Suppose on the RAG concept, if you would like to review it, just open the RAG flashcards and review about it. Then you will get more confidence to crack the interview. That's why we say that this is the AI career toolkit. It is not just the course. So we are giving all these resources. And not only that, yes, you can just review about it. The profile, you can build it. That is a resume, GitHub, LinkedIn profile. You have like a resume analyzer before applying to the companies. Suppose we are just observing like a different requirements, right? So before applying that, copy the job description from here, from the LinkedIn or which company you are going to apply that, take the job description of it and come back to here and open the resume analyzer. And what about your resume which you have this already prepared, upload about your resume and with the job description. And if you go to like analyze resume, whether it is past the ATS or not about your resume, that is going to give all the details. Boom. So any modification which are required as per the job description, then you can change about your resume and you can apply that resume to the company. Then only there is a possibility of the getting the calls, interview calls. But once you get the call, but you need to have the confidence on the subject, then use it about our flashcards, which are helping that. Flashcards and the checklist also are available. Actually, you will get it only this. This is actual admin dashboard. So this is the only, these are all the stuff you are going to get it in this AI career level. That's why we say that AI career toolkit. So you're going to get it, flashcards, quizzes, assignments, summaries, and resume preparation, LinkedIn preparation, GitHub preparation. So all together it has been defined in this package. So are you clear at this point? Are you getting the concepts? Confirm in the chat window, everyone. Then I will really reveal about that pricing options. Come on, confirm in the chat window. Type this good in the chat window. So do you understand that all these complete resources? Let me log off this. Some network issue. Okay, so finally, if you conclude about it, so what are the things you are going to get it? Yes, there are like as we are talking that flashcards, real-time projects, daily assignment tasks, and build about your AI career. Yes, so that is a roadmap with prides and career toolkit and interview preparation, and finally get ready for the career. And yes, if you just observe that what are like the concepts you are going to get it. Yes, all these tools, whatever we are talking, even that I didn't mention about it, N8N. So that is a no code tools. So how to build the SaaS applications and integrate with the N8N with the vibe coding solutions also, which have been you are going to get it in this journey. And Walama, this is the open source related the LLM model. How do we use it like Hugging Face? And this is the structure. Watch it, revise it, go for the quiz and then assignment and work with the project and then build the resume or update the resume and prepare the interview and get ready for the career level up. Okay, so 4 levels to master about it, and there are all the concepts as I mentioned in this process, which you are going to get it. And yeah, there are like agents, like Kubernetes AI agents, how to build it. You are going to work with that, and Linux AI agent with the LangChain, how do you work with that? So you are going to get it, and DBA agent as well as. So there are some products which are going to work it, but the infrastructure side. And there are like some capstone products during like a concepts which are going to get it. Yeah, so that is about, and coming to the pricing options. Yes, we have the two models. Two models of the enrollment. One is we can say that's on demand. Suppose if you'd like to go for those recorded videos, the recorded videos, this is one thing. And the second approach which we have the says, this is about learning in discipline. So here, I mean, here as we're talking like recorded videos will be given immediately, which you can access and you can work with that. You can start it, and on the basis of about your time and comfortable, you can just learn it. And this is the workflow which will be given, and you can just go ahead and try to use it this workflow. So this workflow which will be given, you just click on here and which will be open the video. Then if you would like to review the summaries, So like that, each chapter wise we have organized and which will be given this one. So you can organize about your date and time and comfortable times. Then you can just go ahead with the recorded videos approach. But a learning and discipline is nothing but. So every day, the morning at 8 a.m. So you will be having that these recorded videos in the Zoom playing about it. It is kind of the live. So there are the live videos, whatever, even the recorded videos, whatever you're going to get it. These are not like a recorded on the concept. These are all like explained to the students, explained to the batch. The same videos which will be played through the Zoom on the specific time. That means everyone is going to join that at this time, and you can understand the concepts on that day. Then go ahead and review that about your other concept. That is quiz completion, assignment completion, and then flashcards completion. So this is the systematic approach where we give the schedule and you need to follow about our schedule. But you don't want to follow this schedule and you would, and one more point. So on the weekend, we will be having the ask a question section. On the Saturday, ask a question section where you can ask the queries and where we will give it if you are stuck it somewhere or if you are not able to do any activities. So here in this like a 30-minute session or 1 hour session, you can join it and you can ask the questions where we will help you on it. And as well as you are going to have it WhatsApp community. So if you face it on that day itself, now these days like ChatGPT, these are all helping that. If you just use it some kind of realistic approach, you don't need to depend on us really if you just talk it. But if you need some assistance from us, definitely we will help you in the WhatsApp community. Or otherwise, you can join this on the weekend, ask questions session, where you can, if you have like any queries, questions which you are learned on that week, so Monday to Friday, and we will give like a questions on that day. But on these recorded videos, this module, if you register that, you'll be having the WhatsApp community only, and you can just ping that if you're stuck somewhere and where we will help you on it. But here on the weekend, you will be having the sessions, the live sessions with me. So these are all the two programs which we have. And this program cost, if we enroll it today, you are going to get it just for 2,999 rupees. The complete toolkit, whatever we discussed so far, all these courses and as well as resume analyzer or LinkedIn and all that, you are going to get it with the 2,999. But if you want this one with the disciplined systematic approach with the scheduled approach, then this is, if you enroll it today, we are going to give it 9,999 rupees. Actually, this is 12,000 rupees if you see that the banners which were given. But today, if we enroll it, we give it 9,999 rupees. And the day after tomorrow onwards, these are regular sessions which will be started. And every day in the WhatsApp, we will share it about the Zoom link. So on that particular day's concept, and where you can just go ahead that 5 days. And on the weekend, just to come up and join the ask question session, and where we will give like all the queries solving about it. Or if you are the comfortable and about your time zone and if you would like to learn it, same whatever we are giving here, you can access it here as well as that is just for like a 2,999, and this is only for today offer. Are you clear these points? Now, if you have any queries, questions, just let me know. The second approach is like as a, it is almost like as a live. But all these concepts every day giving and all the stuff from my side, sometimes it is going to get delayed. So that's point of view. Already I have conducted the batches. That batches videos, the recent batches videos that will be conducted, that will be played over here. But with the systematic discipline, and weekends you are going to have the time to interact with me. If you have any queries, questions on the resume side or LinkedIn side or anything, So in this package, you are going to have it all these points. But here, this is about your own. So just enroll it, and on the basis of about your comfortable time and everything, you can just watch the videos. So today only these offers, and if it is tomorrow, this is actually 4,999 rupees, but we are giving like a 2,000 rupees as a discount today. And this is actually today 9,999, but if it is tomorrow onwards, that will be 12,000 rupees. So if you'd like to enroll it, so my number, I'm just going to give it. You can just do that like a phone pay, and we'll share it the link. Then this is my link which you can pay in this phone pay. And once paid, just you can just share the screenshot, and we'll give the permissions. So this session which will be started day after tomorrow, the morning 8 a.m. This is the regular sessions. Is it clear? Any queries, question, just let me know quickly. But these offers only limited. So today only, actually, even we sent like the banner also with the 12,000, but we would like to give it today, the 12,000, I mean the 9,999 rupees. You are going to get it some discipline learning with a 6 months complete plan. Every day, the Zoom link which will be shared in the Zoom. So everyone has to join that, and you can just continue. And once that is done, quiz and assignments you need to submit it, and those will be evaluated by us, and which will be reviewed. And the review submission which will be done through the quiz and assignments. And flashcards really helpful if you'd like to prepare the interview. Even forget about all these things. If you know that, I mean, all these concepts, that's good. But like flashcards, which will be really helpful for about your interview preparation. Even that kit itself, only flashcard itself, I can sell this one with this 3,000 rupees. Yeah, if you have any queries, just let me know. Otherwise, so that's all from my side. And give me that. So how this session? Do you understand the complete roadmap? I didn't start it with a PPT. I just collected the requirements from the LinkedIn on the current AI roles. From that, what is about our curriculum is designed, and what are the tools which are helping for about your AI career, that is end to end, which we have discussed. I think so, right? Confirm yes in the chat window. Okay, so just let me know. So before going to wind up today, so any other queries, questions? I see there's more yeses. That's great. Thank you. Thank you for it. Yeah, the final any queries, questions?